This is Mike over at the BSpotTV.com. I have a new tool that's called the Andis Blade Zero. It's Zero Gap is designed to help you set the trimmer blades for your T-outliners and your styliner tools. I used to just set the blades by using the table, and it was the only way that I know. I would take the blade like this. I would loosen the two screws real lightly. I would place the blade flatly on the table and lean it to the right just a little bit, and then I would tighten down the screw from right there. First screw, second screw, and then I would make sure that when I pushed the blade backwards, I didn't feel the teeth hanging over the edge. I've been doing it for years. I learned it from an old school barber. He was one of the guys that took me under his wing, kind of groomed me. But now there's a new tool out that helps you get it more perfect and has a better edge on it. It's called the Zero Gap. So for all of you guys who are still having problems, I've been doing it long enough to where I can do it by feel. And that blade is just right. It's at a zero gap. But for the new school barbers who don't want to take the time to learn that technique or that trade, there's a new tool out, and it's the Zero Gap. And the way you do it is you open it up like this. You take the blade and hook it from the back on the two screws. You push it back and pull the blade up. Once you get the blade in position, make sure that the blade is flat and parallel with the rest of the clipper blade, and there's a groove right there in the front that the front teeth sits in, and once it's in that groove, you take and get the blade lined up. You loosen the two back screws real easy, about a quarter of a turn to half a turn. You push the blade up, you lock it in place right there with that click. Once it's locked in place, you tighten it back down. Now your blade is set at a zero gap. This is the Andis Zero Gapper. You pull it back, you push it down, release it out, and now it's all done. And the way you double check it is you make sure it's not hanging over the edge where you can't feel the teeth, because the moving blade, because the teeth of the moving blade is what will scratch or nick the customers. And if you want to have a child really not like getting his hair cut or fear of the barber chair, put some edgers on him that's biting him and nicking him, and you'll have a problem for life. A lot of times I have barbers that come into the shop. We have to show them how to do it when they come in and get their clippers repaired, because one thing you don't want is an aggravated kid or a really frustrated mom. So make sure you get your edges set just right. I actually have two different pairs. One pair that I use on the adults and a different pair that I'll use on the children. I have them pushed back a little bit further because I don't want to irritate a child or create a fear of receiving a barber haircut or give him scratches and lines all around his edge. This is Mike over at the BSpot850.com Barber and Beauty Supply with another tip on setting your blades just right to make sure they're not biting or nicking anyone in any shape, form, or fashion. And we also carry the Andis Zero Gapper for anybody that needs them. You can look us up at the BSpot850.com or give us a call at 832-265-7791. Thank you.